Okay, this lesson for the Quantity Project class, I'm working on interactive, living interaction with the living God. And I was reviewing John chapter 16, verse 27. And then I began reading this blog article that came to me from Grace Evangelical Society titled, Does Easy Believism Really Teach Works Salvation? So I'll include this article, but I'm only planning on reading from one portion, the last paragraph. You can read the whole article. It says contradictions abound in Calvinism. Well, of course, it's fallible and it's been modified, adapted, changed. There's hyper, there's high, there's moderate, there's low, there's 5 point, 3 point, 4 point, 2 point, whatever. So that just goes on and on and on. So the subjectivity of it, it's relative. That's just the nature of it. But it says one of them, which I had not recently thought of this. One of them is the argument that people themselves do not believe in Christ. Instead, God believes in Christ for them. Neither do we do good works. God does the good works for us. And we do not persevere. God perseveres for us. However, Calvinists also say, that is, on the other hand, they say that the elect must be warned that if they do not persevere in good works, then they will be eternally damned. So whoever says that. But this is from the Grace Evangelical Society, Dr. Bob Wilkin, March 14th. So this one is yesterday. Okay, so they call this another mystery. So that's enough of that for the moment. You can read that, and any contradictions of which you're aware, just place in the comments. But let's look at this text and notice some things in this very brief text. First of all, autos, it's himself. It's emphatic. Then we have our post-positive conjunction for and the Father, pater, the Father. This is very much about the Trinity, but the Father himself, for the Father himself, phile, that's present active indicative from phileo, befriending. And that's third person singular. So the Father, for the Father himself is befriending you all, hemos. And here we go. Because, and notice that causal basis is spelled out. Jesus says it very clearly here. Because hemes, notice all the emphasis here. Hemes, you yourselves. So here we go. So you yourselves. And then we're going back to that word befriending, but we have two perfect indicative active verbs conjoined by chi. So we'll notice this right here. And then we have phile, and then the ending kate. This is second person plural, perfect indicative active. Notice the eta as far as the from phileo. Notice there's compensatory lengthening there. That's just an observation for you to notice as you work on your language. Those of you that just enjoy the lesson, great. Go as far forward as you want to. But you yourselves have befriended. And let me put Edna here. This is me, Jesus talking, me. So you yourselves have befriended, and it's perfect tense, and continue to befriend me. And also he said, and then this one is perfect also, and it is befriended me and have, and this is the one where we know this word, pistu, as in pistuo. Sorry. So there's pistu, And then, of course, let the language help you. Once you work this one out, you notice the reduplicated stem in the front. You have the same ending, kate, write that again. These are kind you can cherry pick, but I just want you to notice the living interaction, the true living interaction. And have believed, and of course, and continue to believe that. And then again, we have himself, he himself, or the Father himself is befriending you all, because you yourselves have befriended and continue to befriend me and have believed and continued that I myself, notice we have this again, I myself, very emphatic here, I myself, para, alongside, to theou, the theou, God, the God. Then we have this word exhale. There it is, exhaleton. Sometimes when I think I'm about to forget, I just write it. Sometimes you can have some kind of muscle memory or something goes on. I'm not sure. But so it says, I came out from alongside the God. So there we have it. And then just a quick lesson on this is agapao, for example. I am loving. And then this here is phileo. I am befriending. Now, you do any research at all, and you know the history of martyrdom, and you notice those who were his original students, and you had Peter, James, the other James, John. You had Philip, Andrew, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thaddeus, Thomas. Simon was a zealot. And then, of course, we had Judas the Iscariot. We know how his life ended. But the others, it was a high price to pay getting involved with Jesus. So we remember that think is what we do. So you believe, you think, you speak. We think, speak, and then we conduct. And what we'd say here is this is the total function, if you will, total. I mean, these, Peter once spoke and then later didn't conduct accordingly. So he wasn't functioning. He said, Lord, I will die for you. And then he said, well, before the cock crows, you will have denied me 3 times. So, but notice the closeness of that. Notice the living interaction. And then, of course, as supporters of the free gift of God, the free grace, now being called free gracers and all types of derision and chiding. But free grace definitely supports living theism and this living reality and causal agency. You cause you. That's something you can be reminded of. You cause you, and one, that's to believe, or to disbelieve. Both are deliberate, by the way. This one is presupposed by the negation of persuasion. This one's presupposed by persuasion. There we go. So and the persuasion's by the gospel, and the Bible even speaks of those who negate persuasion by the Son, who negate persuasion by the gospel. So there's really no, contradictions in the Scriptures. So this is fascinating to notice that what the cause of the fathers befriending them was because they had befriended and continue to befriend and had believed and continue to believe that Jesus, I myself, came out from alongside the God. So you have a blessed day. Enjoy this lesson.